everyone, I'm Holly and welcome back to the Rainbow Extravaganza for 2022. In this video today, I am making a neon and a white hanger swirled soap using a fun hanger tool. I just love that thing. This soap is scented in a melon and cucumber blend. It's beautiful. This is a fantastically fun soap and I hope that you'll enjoy watching the process. So let's make soap. Okay, so I think I'm ready to get started. I have my oils here all ready. They're at room temperature. I've got my stick blender and such ready to go. I have my mold ready. And then over here behind my table is where I do all of my prep stuff. So I have all my colors ready. I've already mixed them into the pitchers. I don't normally do that, but I did for this time. I have my lye solution. I have my coconut milk, my titanium dioxide, fragrance, and these are the colors that I use. So I have the Mad Micas, and then these are the Epic colors from Nurture Soap. The fragrance I'm using today is Cucumber Melon, and this is the coconut that I like to use. I have turned off my air conditioner, and it's showing that we're at 70. I started the day at 62, but it is 90 degrees outside, so it's gonna get warm in here. I've turned off the air conditioner and hopefully I can make do, but if I have to turn it on, I will. So this is the table that I typically soap at. I have my studio lights. There's a whole bunch on a rail system that my husband has made. And this is just my view. This is where I stand and let's make some soap. Okay, so to my base oils, I love a blend of olive, coconut, cocoa, and castor. That's just my favorite. A lot of people use avocado and palm and rice bran, and those are all amazing. This is my personal favorite. And I'm going to go ahead and add in the coconut milk. So my studio is above my house, and it's pretty much smack dab in the middle of the attic. The previous owners had built this for an apartment for their child, and so right outside it's like significantly over 100 degrees, so that's why we get hot in here super fast if I don't have the air conditioner running. My base oils here were at 70 degrees. The lye solution is at 74. I did not get it in front of a fan soon enough. I kind of forgot. I would have liked it to be just a hint cooler, but I think we'll be okay. I hope. Don't have any lye crunchies on this one today. I haven't been having that at all now that I'm not starting my day at 50 degrees or less. Really is a temperature thing. I'm a counter. I count just about everything all the time, from I don't know, washing my hands to pouring things to, you know, that kind of says a little bit about my mentalness, but I'm a counter, so I count this. It typically is about, I count to 20 for this first little part here. I just want it emulsified because I need time to work with it, but I have to make sure that it is well blended first. And it's looking really good, but I'm gonna give it just a little bit more. So I guess let's leave you in there. This is actually my 18th rainbow soap for the Rainbow Extravaganza. Only the third one filmed, and this is the last of my major slab soaps. And most of the soaps are remakes. 15 of them are remakes, and most of them are already on the channel. Some of them have new fragrances just because supplier changes, etc. A couple have been dropped altogether. And let's see, I have a few new ones. So we're at the 18 here. This is very thin, but it's holding, so that's fine. It's easy to get carried away on this blending, and we have a lot to do still. I need some to be white, and so to help myself out, I'm going to pour quite a bit of it into this other container for starters. That way it'll be easier to pour into the other little containers. This is about 8 quarts. Let's set that to the side. So these pitchers already have a little bit of oil and a little bit of fragrance in them. And this is what I've been doing several times with this one to help myself along. I've made myself a little marker. I need to go to the top of those. I've been trying to get some good measurements for myself, but let's just put these over here because there's no soap there yet. So that splitting is easier each time, but I don't know, I confuse myself still. Now a lot of times I don't like adding the color first, and the reason is because it tends to stay at the bottom and it's hard to get these fully cleaned, but it has been working better, so I'm gonna roll with it. I was not aware I was making that mess. I am just so short that as much as I try to see where I'm going with things, sometimes I just don't see around this pot. It's a little bit better once it gets lower. So we'll just blame it on me being short. I think that'll be acceptable. I've blamed a lot of things on being short in my lifetime, so I think we'll just roll with it. I'm going to put the rest of it over in here and scrape out this big container. I'm just going to switch out to my shorter one. This is a KitchenAid, and I have a link in the description of this video, and it comes with a really long one and the short one. So I don't want to spend a whole lot of time here, but we'll get this pre-blended a little bit. Still have some cleanup to do over here, it looks like. The goggles we wear have seals around them, so I feel like my eyeballs start sweating when I get super hot here. And the eyeball sweating has commenced. Becomes just I mean, it's definitely good for our eyes. We need the protection, but it does kind of create a sealed environment in negative ways as well. Into this big one here, I'm going to put in my titanium dioxide. I've kept back a little bit of water from my batch, and that helps to prevent the glycerin rivers by not having too much added water. I have my fragrance oil here that I'm going to get blended in. We have a lot of time that we need to finish this batch, so hopefully that'll be all right. So let's see, I'm going to start with the yellow. I guess we should move over a little bit for you. I'm going to do the yellow first. And then the green. Well, lot of times I start with blue and go this way. I guess I kind of went different this time. I do try to count just so that I mix this for the same amount of time. It's like a little 5 count. Because this is so thin, I'm probably going to go take a little break and just let this come to a thicker trace on its own. And that way I can air out my eyeballs and maybe cool off just a little bit. Although, I better not dilly-daddle for too long. It's coming to a trace. Yes, the trace is here. It has arrived. Yeah, that's looking good. Check this over here real quick, like. Oh, it's starting to get thick. We better keep moving. So I'm gonna start by pouring in some of this white. Quite a bit, actually. You can see it's starting to get thick. Let's see, let me think this one through real quick. The nice thing about this one is that I'm going to pour in all of one color, and then I'm not going to scrape it out all the way, so that's nice. Whoa, got a little heavy-handed there on that end. So I'm going to scrape out some, but not all of it, because we do want some for the top. I guess I'll start on this end with the blue, just in case it's a little bit lighter on the purple on this end. So this is basically what I do for my black neon swirl. It's usually a Fruity Loops. This year I did bubblegum. So basically the same, doing the same thing there. So a lot of times when I transition, it's just I'm going back and forth, and it takes a lot of time to cut that out, but it also adds a lot to the video when I'm going back and forth between countertops. Amazing how much time that'll add into a video, so I edit that out. These colors are so pretty. Now, I probably should have mixed them with a mini mixer, but unfortunately, I dropped my mini mixer into a pot of oils the other day. And so, it is no longer with us. So pretty. So this was a new one, just a new idea that I had. I always come up with new rainbows, it seems. Always, always, always. A lot of my soaps, I've been working on them, made them, remaking them for 12 years or more. About 12 years probably on a lot of the rainbows. And so they've just added up through the years. And so someone asked the other day, how do I come up with all these different rainbow designs? Well, I've just been coming up with them throughout the years, and then they get popular, everybody loves them, and so we just remake them. So everything here it's plenty thick at this point, so like I said, my light solution might have just been a teeny tiny bit warm, but this is actually really good because we don't want all these colors to mix too much. So the thicker they are, the less they're gonna mix. This white has gotten fairly thick, but I'm gonna try to still get it in anyway. obviously. That's why I use this square one. I'm gonna have my tippy toes closer. I get to the edge of the mold, closer to the camera. So I want most of this to be in, but I'm gonna leave a little bit for the top. I think that's good. I'm using this hanger swirl tool from Nurture Soap. I just love it. And this is why I build my molds. Well, have my husband build them at the 18 inches because fits this perfectly. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to start over here. I'm going to go almost all the way to the top, almost all the way to the bottom. But I'm not picking up this top quite yet. But I'm just hanging out there. All right. Now I'm going to, come towards me. It's easier for me to come towards my own self. All right, so now we're gonna do tighter swirls right through the middle-ish, hopefully. All right, so now I'm gonna go all the way at the bottom, come up a little bit, come over. This is where I tend to get a little weird on mine. I don't space this part out very well, but look, that was that was pretty much just right there. But we're gonna go ahead and give this a little bit of a mixture there like that. Okay. My goggles are fogging up. I can't see. I want to get this color off the edge here and get it down. And I find it helps us to kind of bring the higher up first and then, or higher down first and then go down a little bit further. And then we'll do this. Otherwise it tends to muddy up too much as I'm bringing this down. Now it's just on the edge, so it's not really a big deal, but you know. Titanium dioxide also has a tendency to thicken batter, plus all the extra blending I do sometimes. This KitchenAid is pretty powerful, so that's a lot of it. I'm kind of just gonna frost this top, and then I'm gonna do the splatter effect again, I think. It's gonna kind of be the twinsy to the black one. It's not black, it ended up more charcoal this year, which is what I wanted to do. So, anywho. So I'm just gonna kind of ice this so that the top is white. Whoops. Predominantly white. I can go back with some more here. But it's going to have the splatter. So if it's not completely white on the top, it's no problem. All right, so I'm gonna start scraping and splattering. And this is going to take quite a long while. So I will probably just speed this along. It's a little thick for a drizzle, so I don't know. We might have to reevaluate this top. See, I've been soaping at 68 or whatever, so the temperature does affect things quite a bit. Okay, so I have all the splatters on, and I went back with some of the white and topped it off. Now, because it's a little bit thicker, normally I would like to, you know, kind of smush it around, but I'm just gonna leave it this time. I think it looks pretty cool. So I will grab the camera up and show you the aftermath. Okay, so here we have the finished soap. I think it looks really pretty. It's a little different. Different but the same all at the same time. I'm hoping this is focused. My eyeballs are not focusing, so I can't really tell. And I'm not quite sure what happened here, but this cabinet door just opened and all this stuff spilled out. So I get to wash all that now. So here is the mess that I have to clean up. And let's see, we went up about, where did we start at? 70? I don't even remember. 71? Anyway, 74. That's not too bad. It's a little stuffy, especially when you're essentially exercising under hot lights, talking and rushing, and wearing a hoodie, you know, and practically in winter clothes it feels like. So anyway, I will come back with my little spatula here. I'm going to scrape, 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 scrape. And then I will wipe them out and set them by the sink to wash here in a few days. So that's pretty much it. It's not too bad this time. I'm going to spray this with some 99% alcohol. I'm going to cover it with a piece of cardboard. I'm going to weigh that down with some silicone molds just so that it will create a nice seal. It's Friday, so I'm not even going to revisit this soap until next week. All right, so to cut these loaves of the cucumber melon, everything is just looking so pretty. I love it. So good. I am quite pleased with my rainbow soaps this year. And let's see, this one has just a hint of ash on it. I guess this one does kind of as well. Alright, so I'm going to try to get all the bars out of this one, but it has been sitting actually for a couple of days since I split it. Let's see. Ooh, that's pretty. Look at that design. How fun. I love it. I take my pictures prior to filming the cutting so that I can use all the loaves, because I like to put 3 loaves down and then take my pictures. So I'm working on a little extra video, so I'm gonna pull some out of the center here and we're gonna take a gander. Hopefully that's pretty enough for this little video I'm doing. It looks like it almost has a little heart there. I may try another little center pull from the cut here in just a little bit. What I'm doing is filming all of the soaps that I've made, but I'm not talking through all of them, so I just thought I would show the cut of each one as well, and the center usually has the nicest one, so that's my thought process there. These are quite pretty. I do feel like the colors brighten up once they've been exposed to air for just a little bit. Oh, so pretty. Oh, nice. Yeah, these turned out great. I love it. This smell is really amazing. I love the cucumber melon. Smells so good. Hopefully I can get all my bars. Yes, I can. This one hasn't sat too long. When they sit too long, they kind of shrink down as they evaporate the excess moisture. It's kind of haphazard, but to be expected. It's all quite beautiful. I'm very pleased with how this one turned out. I am, even though I'm kind of particular about lines and straightness and stuff, I don't tend to put too much care and concern into consistent swirls and soap. I have learned that I'm not super consistent. Like Handmade in Florida makes that amazing butterfly swirl. It's so consistent, but that is the way she does things, and it turns out just spectacular. I just don't spend enough time perfecting that actual swirl because it's not that important to me. But maybe someday. I tend to have more fun with it. Just a little bit more haphazard. This one ended up with a lot of purple. I've had quite a bit of glycerin rivers and such color migrations with this release because I have to use plenty of water. Oh, I was supposed to pull from the center. Hold on. I'm already forgetting my process here. For my, uh-oh, that doesn't match. Which, uh-oh. I don't know. All right, so go pull from the center, and hopefully this is another beautiful one, but we'll see. I can't really see what it looks like from there. It's all right. Not the best, but not the worst. Anywho, it's, oh, see, why couldn't I have pulled those ones? Those are beautiful. Fun. I love how it's always so different. Oh my goodness, look at this one. Wow. That's fun. And I just love how they're just always so different. And that has a lot to do with working with the slab. If I were working with just like loaf molds, I could definitely get a little bit more consistent. Because when you're swirling the big slab, at least for me, I don't really know where my cuts are going to be. So, you know, where you're working with just like a single loaf mold, you're hitting those sides and you know exactly where your swirl is working. So, anywho's it's, but I only have 4 of the loaves and I'm doing 6. So, and the other thing is it's hard to make a lot in the smaller, just a single loaf, because you're having to pick up and, you know, quit dripping and go to another one, quit dripping. And so sometimes it does take too long and then the batter gets too thick and etc. There's a lot of reasoning behind everything I do. I just don't always explain it to you. Nice. That one's really pretty. That's really pretty. All right, so last one. It just looks so good. Love how it turned out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.